Okay. Crappy Everettsville. Oh, I got 4,500 men. For some reason I thought I was only getting 3,400 men. So I can replace my losses, which is good. Career point. Yeah, that's a good question. I think this one's going to go into logistics. We lost 2 assault commanders, I think 1 killed, 1 wounded. I'll reduce the effectiveness of my assault units slightly. Not a huge deal. You'll notice, though, that these guys didn't take very many casualties, as opposed to the rifle units that stood toe-to-toe with those guys and slugged it out. He's not going to get to keep it, though.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, come on. Really? I think that's got everybody. Oh, artillery units. Let's forget them. I think everybody had a few losses. These guys were in it. In retrospect, I probably could have brought a little more artillery, done a little more damage. I don't think these guys have mounted for much. Yeah, 160, 140, 142, so 450 casualties total. Not particularly great, but got them a little more experience. All right, let's look at 2 Corps and 3 Corps and see if there's anything. Yeah, those guys have those carbines I recovered. How are we set? We got 2,500 1842s and 1,700 farmers. We got some cavalry weapons we can sell. We got an artillery weapon we can sell. And, ooh, interesting. I'm getting better prices. Got room for some more artillery if I can buy some. Ain't a lot running around. Go ahead and get these guys as replacements. I don't know that the Tredigers are worth getting replacements for. Let's take a look at Stones River real quick. We need 2 corps. 20 brigades each. We can bring in reserves, and probably will. So in the past with Stones River, what I've done is I've done the left flank all the way up to the defensive positions here around Nashville Pike. And what I've tried to do before is come all the way around up here and come in from the north, which is relatively open and allows you to flank all of these defensive positions. It's not a great strategy. It works when there's not so many Union troops. When there are a lot of Union troops, there tends to be a big blob right here in these woods, and it is really tough to take. So I think maybe what I want is to press really hard, or I guess maybe not press hard, but press on the left and try to destroy as many of these units as I can by rolling up the flank. The problem with that, of course, is that they then retreat to the pike. The other option is to try to force the river crossing, which is tricky. If he has defensive forces that can cover the river crossing, you'll get hurt really badly. On the other hand, if I could get a bunch of people across really fast, I could probably overwhelm those defenses here, get into these woods here, and from there just attack the rear of their emplacements until they go away. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure how I want this to play out. All I got left is generals. Oh, and not anywhere near enough men to actually pull that off. Crap. Yeah, hold on. I think I'm actually going to change my choice to economy. Yeah. Economy allows me to sell things for more money. This is something to think about for the future. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these rifle units drift down to 2,000 men. And I'm not going to replace the rest of these troops. The assault troops are going to remain
Yes, sir.
2,500 man brigades, but the rifle units are going to go down to 2,000.
Sir, yes, sir!
And the reason is I think I'm going to start needing more maneuver units, and so I've got to let them recover. Let's make sure we get our artillery back up. Okay. Yeah, drift these guys down to 3 corps. Actually, instead of farmers, give these guys 1842s.
Yes, sir.
Instead of playing shuffle, I'll just remove this. Can't. Not even with the sails. Yeah, it's still too expensive. That's okay though, we got a rifle brigade's worth of men. Or a rifles brigade's worth of troops. I don't think I could squeeze out another grenadier brigade though. Unless they're small. Although I've been arming grenadier brigades with the 1841s. Yeah, so I can just up arm another one of these. Yeah. I don't like that those guys are under strength, but that's the best I can do. There are no more men available. I have reputation to spend, but not a lot. And I need to save it for later battles in case I lose. Now the question is do I want to move a little more artillery down into 3 corps? Or swap them up to 1 corps? I need to convert these guys. Well, no, but they're melee focused. Assuming they get their second star back. The reason I'm doing this is I'm afraid these guys are going to take serious casualties. So I'm going to get spare weapons, as many as I can. Nah, not gonna mess with it. Rifle maybe. Rifle melee. Really need to come up with a better designation for these guys. Okay. Yeah, this is what we're going into Stones River with. Let's think about force mechs here. If I put one corps on the left, that's going to put all my weight there. Most of my firepower and the assault brigades. If I then put two corps on the right, that'll put all of my grenadiers, the rifle melee units, and the straight grenadiers on the right. The problem is these guys are not as experienced. So if I try to push the river with them, I might run into trouble. But I don't see any other way to do it. And the reserves, I'm not sure why the reserves show up in the middle here. What I may want is to adjust, like pull out a rifle brigade, or pull out a brigade from each unit, except I think the assault brigades. And move up some artillery instead. Really? money. I do, however, have the officers. No, I do not. Could have the money if I was willing to redo this. Or move a division around. I don't know why I made that 7-1. Clearly my brain is going. What I'd like to do is get those guys. Actually, yeah, I can pull them down into a dedicated artillery division. Can't quite make it fit, can I? I can move one. I can move one of the artillery units. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The reason I'm playing that little shell game is I'm not entirely sure how the merging works, but it seems to focus on the 1st Brigade of the division sometimes, and so I'm making sure that those two guys can immediately merge because that's required for them. These guys get the cavalry, which is, yeah, we got 5, 6, 7. There would be an 8th division, but there's not. 9th division, 10th division. Wouldn't I like to have the 101st? Let's do this. Want to make sure these guys actually are the ones who come in and not the scouts. Yeah, we can. Well, it doesn't matter. We'll leave. That's fine for divisions. Just so I don't confuse myself. Yeah, so 30,000 men in 1 corps, 20,000 men in 2 corps, 8,500 in 3 corps, basically 1 division. Essentially, the job of these guys is to guard the artillery while the artillery goes to work. Yeah. That's what we're going to roll with for Stones River.